Hey everybody, welcome to BK's Bullets. Today we're talking Superman #1 by Brian Michael Bendis. Hey everybody, welcome back to BK's Bullets. As always, I'm your host, Brent, and I know we were talking Superman just the other day with Brian Michael Bendis, but his first real issue is out, Superman #1. Here it is on the iPad. Good old iPad. Thanks, Comixology. Love you guys. And I read it a little bit earlier, and when I was complaining about Man of Steel, the miniseries in general, Man of Steel #6, I had no idea that this same complaints I had about that miniseries were going to apply to this new ongoing series. Now, Superman had a large number, I forget what it was like in the 900s, maybe like 9 something. It was also, or 800, I'm not sure, also closing in on like 1,000. But they decided to relaunch it as a new #1 for Brian Michael Bendis for his big Superman extravaganza, aside from giving him the Man of Steel moniker for his intro miniseries. So do we get anything about Rogol Zaar and where he came from? No, there is a brief recap of the Man of Steel miniseries here on the first page. So if you read this, you don't need to read Man of Steel, basically. So thanks for wasting 6 issues of my money, DC. Does it carry over any story arcs? Yes, it does. The first couple pages are about Superman trying to find Lois Lane since their communicator got destroyed at the end of Man of Steel. It also has to do with him building a new fortress, so that's there. And then so a couple of weird pages about Martian Manhunter making a plea to Superman to rule the world. That was strange. I don't know that I think Martian Manhunter would do that. And I was reading it, and a couple pages, like, Superman's talking to Martian Manhunter, and he's like, 1 sec, gotta go. And he zips off to save the world, and then he comes back and talks. He gets in one more sentence, and he's like, 1 sec, gotta go. Zips off to save the world and comes back. And by the third time, Martian Manhunter's like, dude, you know I can help with these. Like, if you look at their power set, Martian Manhunter and Superman, they're practically the same. There might be some differences in, like, strength level, but Martian Manhunter flies, Superman flies, they're both fast. They both have, like, heat vision or some sort of vision. Martian Manhunter can become intangible. They're both super strong. So it's like, why are we leaving Martian Manhunter in the dust? Why can't we fly together and do this at the same time? It was a little strange. So anyway, Martian Manhunter makes this plea for him to take over the world, step up and lead the world. Yeah, no, that doesn't sound like Martian Manhunter. And then the last thing, and, you know, all this is spoilers, but the weirdest, dumbest thing happens at the end of this issue. Superman is on Earth, like, he goes to the moon at one point. Oh, that looks awful. And comes back, and then at the very last page is this double-page spread of... That's not it. This one. Superman goes, wait, Earth's in the Phantom Zone? That's right. That thing right back there is Earth, and it's somehow in the Phantom Zone, which, by the way, is the same place that Rogol Zaar is in. How did this happen? We don't know. Was there any setup for it? Absolutely not. It's just this page to these 2 pages. No, this is like the worst first issue Bendis could have had. I know he had to have, like, or was obviously trying really hard to have a lot of action, and he succeeded there. But in terms of having a plot or stringing me along or getting me interested to read the rest of this arc, or much less more of his run, he failed pretty much entirely with this last page curveball that makes absolutely no sense. There is one redeeming quality about this book, and it's Ivan Reis. Ivan Reis did the first issue of the Man of Steel miniseries. He is also on board for this Superman comic. I think it's monthly. I was looking at Comixology this morning, and it said the next issue comes out in August. So I guess these Bendis Superman books are now monthly instead of bi-weekly, and so I guess the bi-weekly stuff from DC is probably going to come to an end here pretty soon. But Ivan Reis is fantastic on this book, as he is on most things. This is the guy that launched the New 52 Green Lantern into the stratosphere once they hit, not New 52, but 1 year later, post 52, Into the Stratosphere with Jeff Johns, Sinestro Corps War. He did the Blackest Night event miniseries with great art on there. And he did Justice League run for a while. He did Throne of Atlantis, I believe. He also launched the Aquaman book of the New 52 with Jeff Johns. So he's done a lot of great stuff. He is one of my favorite artists. I believe he's Brazilian. And he's got an inking team with Joe Prado. It does most of his inks all the time. Also a great artist in his own right. He's penciled a couple pages for some other things. And, you know, the artwork here is fantastic. Bar none. This is some of the best stuff that Ivan Reis has done in a while. It's not like I can say that he is declining in his style or he's changing his style. Like Howard Porter's changed his style over the years, and he's finally coming back more into like what he was doing with JLA. Doug Mahnke right now is, I'm not really feeling. I like Doug Mahnke when he was doing JLA back in the early 2000s. It's a lot more scratchy now, a little less inky with Doug Mahnke, but Ivan Reis is consistent as always. He delivers as always. So that is one thing for this book. So if you're a huge Ivan Reis fan, go ahead, pick up this book. But don't expect a great story. If you're a huge Superman fan, I'm sorry. This book was not that good. And honestly, it left a bad taste in my mouth. So that's my review for Superman #1 by Brian Michael Bendis here in the year of 2018. What did you guys think? Did you guys like the book? Are you excited? Action Comics 1001, I think, comes out pretty soon with Patrick Gleason on art, another one of my favorite artists. He was killing it with Peter Tomasi on the Superman book before it got, you know, canceled and shifted over to Bendis here. But, so I will be checking that out. But what did you guys think of this issue? Did you like it, love it, hate it? Let me know down below in the comments. Please like this video. Let me know if you loved it. Subscribe to the channel if you love these comic reviews. Obviously, I'm getting more stuff done being on travel, away from the family, but I like these. I think they're nice and short and sweet. So let me know what you guys thought, and I will see you guys in the funny pages.